Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big waves out there. Good to see you this morning. Listen, I love the energy. I love the energy today. I can hear when you're getting on, when it's a day that you're feeling it. And we're feeling it today on the Coach's Corner. So everybody that's tuning in across Facebook world, we're glad you're on. Everybody that's on Zoom, we're happy to have you here. Please announce yourself where you're tuning in from in the different parts if you can. But Randy and Lance, we'll let you just continue to drive. Don't feel like you gotta type as you drive. But we are glad you're tuning in. And this is such a this is such an awesome way to start your day. If you're ever looking, you know, for just a good way to kick the day off at 9. Some of you it's 10 o'clock your area, some of you it's 8. It's just a great way to kick your day off. In South Africa, it's actually in the evening. So we're glad to have you. One of the words today, or the word today, that I wanted to pick because really like right now is the time to be thinking about this and to be making it visible on paper. There's so much power behind a pen and a piece of paper, and it's goals. We're going to talk to you this morning about goals, and I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to do the first part, and I'm excited from you to hear from Myra because she surrounded herself her whole career in goal setting with players, goal setting with organizations. And as individuals, it's so huge to set goals. And if you look at the definition, and I did always like to look at it when it's an individual word, but if you look at it, it's the objective of a person's ambition or effort, an aim. And I want to center the word, I want to put parentheses around aim, okay? Aim or desired result. Like aiming for something so important. Another thing is if you look at the end towards which effort is directed, it's the aiming point. Goals are the aiming point. And so I like to bring it back into something, okay? I want you to think about this. And I'm going to use basketball as an analogy. Okay? For some reason, Myra was calling me. Coach, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can, Coach.
For some reason, it said you're getting a call from Myra Miles. I'm like, I'm looking at her, but I see she just popped off the screen for some reason. So it's think about basketball, okay? And then I want you to think about one of the greatest players. I'm going to talk about him in just a second. One of the greatest players of all time in basketball. But think about basketball, right? Think about when you played basketball. We all played as a kid, whether we played as a team or whatever. But it's really simple. Get the ball in the hoop, right? Get the ball in the rim. And you got to aim for the rim. Like it's really a simple game, but do you always make it in the rim? And the answer would be no. But what do you do if you play the game of basketball? You keep shooting. You keep shooting. You keep aiming. You keep going after it. And I want to point towards one of the greatest people of all times that played the game, Michael Jordan. Now, we all remember, kind of raise your hand if you remember Michael Jordan playing the game of basketball. Pretty incredible for the Chicago Bulls and other teams, and deemed as one of the greatest players of all time. But one of the quotes that he made, I want you to think about this. He made a lot of shots. He aimed and he hit a lot of game-winning shots. But a lot of you have read this quote before by Michael Jordan. And Anthony, do we have the quote? Just shake your head, yes or no. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read it where I don't mess it up. Okay. So I want to read this quote. He says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. That means he aimed towards the goal and he missed 9,000 times in his career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and I've missed, meaning he aimed for the goal, but he missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. Raise your hand if you've heard that before from Michael Jordan. So here's the quote. I'd take a picture of it, because what I want you to get out of this picture, and I want you to get out of this quote, is he aimed at every one of those 9,000 shots. He aimed at the goal. He intended on hitting the game-winning shot. 26 times he failed. He failed over and over and over, but that's why he succeeded. So then I want to show you this image. Stay with me now. The focus is goals. It's goal setting, okay? I want to show you this, and I want you to really, hopefully, take a picture of it if you can. But I'm going to read it to you. The road to success is not straight. There is curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, caution lights called family. You will have flat tires called jobs, but if you have a spare called determination, and an engine called perseverance, and a driver called willpower, you will make it to a place called success. And isn't that so true? Look at all the curves. Look at all the confusion, the enemy, the failure, the curves, and the twist. And on the other side of it is an era moving towards success. So why did I share that with you this morning? Because we're in December. We're in a time right now where people talk about goal setting. But do you realize that very few people actually put it down? They actually write it out. Raise your hand, if you will, and I'm raising mine, if you've ever went through a December going into a January where you did not write it down. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. Somebody's coming on live. I hope that's Coach Myra. It happens to everybody. Here's what I don't want. I don't want it to happen to you. Because the reason I drew you into the analogy of Michael Jordan playing the game of basketball and aiming at the goal is because he's missed a lot. But he aims every time to shoot. He aimed every time to shoot. And so many times people get scared of missing their target, missing their goal. They don't even set their goal because they don't want to come up short. They don't want to miss. They don't want to underachieve. So they just don't write it down. They just don't go after it. Here's my rally to you this day on this Coach's Corner is don't let that be you this year. Don't let that be you. What is it you want to do? What is your health goal for 2021? Write it down. If you need to lose 20 pounds, don't be scared of coming up short. Michael Jordan did in basketball 26 times. But he aimed anyway. He went after it anyway. What's your professional goal? What's your income goal? So that you can give more, so that you can provide more to the world around you. What is it? Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared to 10x it. Michael Jordan wasn't. He aimed anyway. See, we got goals we want, but I just want you and me to make sure we put them down on paper, because if we do that, we've done what the majority of the world won't do this year when they talk about resolutions and they talk about goal setting. Here's the thing I wanted to put to you. You set it right now. It doesn't happen January. You set it right now for yourself. You set your health goals. You set your professional goals. You set your income goals. You set your relationship goals. Whatever it needs to be, you set it, but don't let fear of not achieving it keep you from putting it on paper, keep you from writing it down. Because the greatest people of all times, even though they miss, even though they came up short, they contributed. Their aiming and they're going after goals is a reason they were so successful. Coach, I'm going to turn it to you. Hey, Coach, you're muted. Sorry.
Okay, I got kicked out somehow, so I'm just thinking, I'm coming off of my iPhone now, so if I look a little bit differently, guys, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. Anyway, what I got to hear from you, Coach, was fantastic. So it was pretty good. I got a little bit something different that I think you'll enjoy. You know, with picking goals, every single one of us can do that. You know, we do that on a daily basis, or we should do it on a daily basis, I think. But what I learned in my research this morning was everybody does it a different way. You know, when you set a goal, what happens? That 1 year that you set that goal, a lot of times all of a sudden turns into a 10 years. You know, we just don't follow through. But here's what everybody needs to always remember is you can do it. It's that simple. You know, Coach was talking about, you know, Michael Jordan. Of course, he didn't give up. Look what he did. Babe Ruth, one of the greatest hitters in the game of baseball. He struck out more than anybody in the major leagues. But the goals were there. You can do it. You got to set goals because that is the beginning. And like Coach said, you have to write your goals down. Sometimes I'm great at this. Sometimes I'm horrible at this. But to be successful, you have to write it down every single day. You know, goal setting is a skill. Did you know that? It's a skill because it's not about just writing down what we want to happen. It's about making it happen. You know, how many of us, and I wouldn't ask you to raise your hand, but how many of us just hope things happen? We write it down and we just hope it. Well, we have to make it. We have to make it happen, even when we don't feel like it. But if you don't know your purpose when you're setting goals, how in the world are you going to set the right goals? Your goals need to be things that you're passionate about, not things you think should be done. So, you know, when you say things you're passionate about, it doesn't have to be a monster goal. It can be little. It can be as simple as spending more time with your family. That's a pretty solid goal right there. But I want to show you, Anthony's going to put up on the screen, it's the Ikigai exercise. I don't know if you have ever seen this before. If you have, raise your hand. If you haven't, I thought this was very, very, it's easy and it's pretty powerful. You know, you have to, let me find my notes. Ikigai, I have a hard time pronouncing it, is a combination of all the things you're passionate about. It's your life's purpose. The job you'd get up for every single morning if you didn't have to. Your Ikigai should never be a chore. It should be a pleasure. The thing you need to know, it comes from Japan. But you first have to start with what your passions are. You could be passionate about things as simple as, you know, good food, traveling, your animals. But not knowing your passions, if you don't know them, it's not going to link to your purpose. But it will all become clear if you start to fill out your own diagram. Well, I started fooling with this a little bit this morning. And the more I started filling in all of these areas, it did open my eyes. It was pretty convincing to me. And in Japan, there is no word for retire. I didn't know that. Because the concept of leaving work for good doesn't exist in an ideal world in Japan. You love your job so much you want to work till you just can't. This reflects the entire concept of this design. If you find your passion, follow your vocation, and get paid for doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Instead, you'll just enjoy having a purpose. So here's another thing that I'm going to actually start applying to myself in writing down goals. Keep your goals with you. And immediately when I read that, I went to Anthony. You can take that down now. Thank you. I immediately thought of an index card. Now, stay with me. We could all write small enough, get an index card, write three or four goals, and laminate it. And then let's put it in our purse. Let's put it in our wallets. And then when we get distracted and we're all by ourselves somewhere, pull them out, look at them. So I'm going to start doing that. I have never just kept my goals with me. So I'm going to maybe keep one in my car, one in the apartment, one. I'm going to keep them with me. So, and here's the last thing I want to say. And I think this is huge. If we don't have someone that motivates us to help reach our goals, we're going to struggle. We're going to be on the struggle bus all the time. It's so important to find people that will tell you the truth, whether it's good or bad. Those people love you and they will help you reach every single goal that you set. I think you set goals that are reachable. I don't think you set unrealistic goals, because I think that sets you up for failure in the long run. Little steps create big results. So that's all I've got.
Coach, that was amazing. And I just got to add this. I know we've went over, partly really because of my part. You only took like 5 minutes, but here's the thing. If you were to ask me, what is goals, Brent, for Susan Saling or Bill Saling at my age or at their age, or what is goals, Nick? It's your new clothes to start the new school year. It's that binder that kicks off that new school year that makes you feel like that little kid that just got a binder. Like, man, I'm excited to start year one, like start this new year, to go into my freshman year. Like, goals are what gets you excited. Mm-hmm. And to take the time to do what Myra said and laminate those goals. Let me tell you, I'm going to end with this. It's so important, like goals are. To take the time to laminate them, have them in front of you, like make them important, is going to make you like go into the new year with a sense of excitement, a sense of readiness, a sense of, I've got something to go after. You know, I proclaim to everybody that this year would be my biggest year of team building in the profession I'm in. And I think it's big to announce it to the world. So, but I had to start setting goals and moving in that direction. And today I've got a group of people putting in an office, and I'm not saying everybody's got to do this, but I'm putting in an office in a location that is going to move me towards that bigger goal. So, but you know what it's doing for me? That's just my world. I'm kind of giving you an idea of my world. It's getting me really excited. Like I'm like so excited for what's going on. I've got health goals and I got a new shipment in that got me excited, you know, and so I feel myself eating better and doing better. So I just want to encourage you, and that's why I wanted this word to be there for you today, for me and Myra to hit on. I hope it added value. I hope it added something to your life. And at the end of the day, my prayer is that you're putting these goals in front of you going into the new year so that you can crush 2021 and make it a special year for you and your family and your team and your organization and all the world around you. Mm-hmm. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. Everybody have a great day.